Hello, Simmers. We're back with some more Cocytus River Rats Draft to Glory franchise mode in FHM 11. And in this one, we have our first playoff run in year number 8. That's right. We are finally in the playoffs. It's been a long time coming for sure. And it figures that our first opponents in the playoffs are none other than the New Jersey Devils, who have the exact same record as us, 46, 29, and 7. So this should be very interesting. We are unfortunately going into these playoffs without Milo Spelkvist. He's going to be out for the next 1 to 2 weeks, but hopefully he will return in time for possibly the second round. So without further delay, let's get right into this one. And it appears that the logo did not scale down as I hoped it would, as this is the first time that I'm going into a game here. So I'm gonna have to fix that for the next one. So here we go. Game number 1 against the New Jersey Devils. Sim game, that will be a 5-2 New Jersey victory. Shots are 35-32 in favor of New Jersey. 3 stars of the game are Naring, Hamilton, and Hayton. First period, you have Ryan McLeod with the goal, scores for New Jersey, get them up 1-0. And the second period, you have Naring with the goal on the power play to make it 2-0. Then Barrett Hayton makes it 3-0. And then Apo Vananen with our first playoff goal from Håkansson and Stenberg makes it 3-1. And then in the third period, Colton Roberts scores for New Jersey, make it 4-1. And then Aiden Bouchard from Hermanson and Carlson makes it 4-2. But then Hudson Thornton into the empty net to make it a 5-2 New Jersey victory in game number 1. All right, here we go. Game number 2 will be a 5-1 New Jersey victory. Yikes. Shots at 36-27 in favor of New Jersey. 3 stars of the game are Booze, Hayton, and Roberts. First period, Bella Booze with the goal for New Jersey to make it 1-0. Then you have in the second period goes by Hayton, Nemetz, and Hayton again to make it 4-0 heading into the third, where Bella Booze scores another one to make it 5-0. And then Elton Hermanson with our lone goal of the game from Bouchard and Ellefson to make it a 5-1 New Jersey victory. All right, here we go. Game number 3 in New Jersey this time. So they have the home ice advantage, and that will be a 4-3 New Jersey victory. Not looking good. We're now down 3-0 in the series. Shots are 40-32 in favor of the New Jersey Devils. 3 stars of the game are Hamilton, Vananen, and Hughes. First period, you have Naring scoring for New Jersey to make it 1-0, and then Kotijarvi with a shorthanded goal from Andreev and Baxter to make it a 1-1 game. Heading into the second period, where it's Domenicelli and Hamilton with the goals for New Jersey to make it 3-1. And then heading into the third period, you have goals for Kotijarvi once again, the second goal of the game, from Vananen and Hodgson to make it 3-2. And then Stenberg makes it tied at 3 from Vananen. And then Naring with the power play goal for New Jersey caps it off for a 4-3 New Jersey victory. And we're going to need something to go our way here in game number 4, because we are got our backs against the wall, have not won a single game as of yet. Despite having similar records, the New Jersey Devils are certainly an elite team here, especially with Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier. So here we go, game number 4, going into it. All right, there's a goal right off the bat for Blake Baxter from Vananen and Stenberg to make it 1-0. They're 2-0 right afterward. You have a goal by Nicholas Anisimowicz from Stenberg and Vananen. All right, we're looking good so far, but there's a goal for Witkowski for New Jersey to make it 2-1. And there's 3-1, the unassisted goal for Tyson Orr. Okay, 4-1, Nicholas Anisimowicz with his second of the game from Bouchard and Stenberg. And then 5, wow, this is all in the first period. Tyson Orr with his second of the game from Vananen and Håkansson. And we're up by 4 heading into the second period. And that's on 11 shots. And there's a goal for Hamilton to make it 5-2 New Jersey. We still have a comfy lead though. And there's 5-3. Witkowski with his second of the game. Come on, guys. All right, we're heading to the third period up by 2. And there you go. Ryan Brown with the goal from Ellefson and Bouchard to make it 6-3. And now 7-3. McKenna with his first of the series from Carlson and Denoye. And that'll be it for the game. We head to game number 5. Good to see. Good to see we finally win a game here. Shots at 34-29 in favor of New Jersey. 3 stars of the game are Stenberg with 3 assists, Anisimowicz with 2 goals, and Vananen with 3 assists. All right, here we go. Game number 5, going into it once again. And that is definitely got to fix that logo. That is certainly a problem. I was not expecting it to not scale down. So definitely going to have to fix that for the next one as we get into game number 5 here. And there's a goal for New Jersey for Matthew Savoie. Makes it 1-0. And there's 2-0. Nico Hischier with the goal. And all right, 2-1. Aiden Bouchard with the goal. His second of the series from Stenberg and McKenna. And we're heading to the second period down by 1. There's 3-1. Nico Hischier with another. There's 4-1. Nico Hischier with the hat trick. Yikes. And there's 5-1. Nico Hischier with yet another goal. Yeah, that's unfortunate there. There's a goal by Wotherspoon to make it 5-2 from Hermansen and Ellefson. Okay, 5-3. Hermansen from Carlson and Wotherspoon. 5-4. Neuenschwander from Baxter and Orr. Wait a minute. We have a game here. Heading into the third period, down by 1. Come on, guys. There it is, 5-5. Nicholas Anisimowicz. Let's go. Give me one more. Oh, Witkowski with the goal. Ruins our fun. And will that be it? Yes, indeed. Okay. You know what? It was a solid effort. It was a solid effort towards the end. We fought back, but unfortunately, they were just a little bit better than us towards the end there. Shots of 43-25 in favor of Cocytus River Rats, so we certainly put up a fight there, like I said. But once again, they just got off to a way too hot of a start for us to mount a comeback there. 3 stars of the game are Hischier, Stenberg, and Hughes. So despite only going to 5 games, I think that was a productive playoff run in that, you know, our younger guys gained some playoff experience. They showed some fight towards the end, right? I don't think this was for nothing. So now we just got to take what we learned this year and apply it to next year, right? That's what counts. That's what matters. So let's take a look at the player stats. You have Kadachev in 5 games with the 870 save percentage. Yikes. That's understandable for a first playoff run, but you know, hopefully he doesn't continue that pattern. Skater-wise, you have Stenberg and Vananen leading the way with 6 points in 5 games played. Bouchard with 5. Hermansen with 4, and you have Anisimowicz, Orr, Baxter, Carlson, Ellefson, and Hakanton all with 3. Kodiarvi and McKenna and Wotherspoon with 2. Then you have Brown, Neuenschwander, Denoye, and Andreev with 1. Then Spalkvist obviously didn't play. Kapustin had 1 game played, and Krivnik had 1 game played as well, no points. So I suppose with that, there's not much to be done except simulate ahead and see who wins the Stanley Cup. And your 2031-32 Stanley Cup champions are indeed the New Jersey Devils. It seems no one was stopping them this year as they went through, obviously, your Cocytus River Rats, Utah, Montreal, and Edmonton in the finals. All right, time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Maurice Richard, it is Connor Bedard at 26 years of age, 49 goals, 79 assists for 128 points, his first 100-point season in the NHL. For the Lady Byng, you have Hampus Bauer of Anaheim, 27 goals, 45 assists for 72 points. For the Bill Masterton is Nick Suzuki of Ottawa, 22 goals, 41 assists for 63 points. And the Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Roman Kozhevnikov of Boston, who is 23 years of age and not their captain. 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points in 57 games. And for the Jennings Trophy, you have Dmitry Gamzin of the Islanders, who in 45 games played had a .919 save percentage and 4 shutouts. And now for the Hart between Jordan Gavin, Connor Bedard, and Connor McDavid, it is Connor Bedard. For the Conn Smythe, it is Jack Hughes with 29 points in 24 games played. For the Calder between Igor Periligan, Leon Ruse, and Henry Solham, it is Henry Solham of LA with 47 points as a defenseman. For the Norris between Rasmus Dahlin, Noah Dobson, and Hunter Brustowitz, it is Rasmus Dahlin of Buffalo with 74 points. For the Selke between Caden Lindstrom, Barrett Hayton, and Zach Bolduc, it is Caden Lindstrom of Columbus with 63 points. For the Vezina between Jake Oettinger, Nick Malik, and Dennis Kadachev, come on Kadachev, Jake Oettinger gets it for Dallas with a .924 save percentage and 6 shutouts in 67 games played. For a GM of the Year between Julien Brisebois, Joe Sakic, and Rob Blake, it is Julien Brisebois of Tampa. And for the Jack Adams between Jarrett Stoll, John Cooper, and Brooks Orpik, it is John Cooper of Tampa. And now we're going to sign a couple of prospects with signing deadlines here in Pasenka and Petrov. And then I also want to sign Marcus Nyberg, 21 years of age, 2-star talent as a goaltender now. And he had a pretty good season in the SHL there, a .935 save percentage. So we'll be getting him over here. And as for Zerker, what do I want to do with Zerker? 2-star ability, 3-star potential, 5-star consensus potential still. 38 points in the SL this year in 45 games played, 71 grade. I think I'll sign him. And here's our 2031-32 season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season, winning percentage of 600 or better, and met our objective, no negative categories, and a longevity bonus of 7. Total season score 31, total career score so far of 114, and I will max out player management. And players that we are releasing will be Reber, Novak, and Mateau. As for why we're releasing Reber, he's 25 years of age, 2-star ability now, and he's asking for a little bit too much money. He's never really been on the NHL roster. asking for 1.3 million for 2 years. And besides that, we have plenty of forwards, especially centers who could move to wing to take his place. All right, time for the draft lottery. We're not in it this year for the first time, but we're going to go through it anyway. At number 17, you have Pittsburgh, followed by Dallas, Winnipeg, Florida, Vegas, Boston. So Vancouver moves up. Calgary, so Detroit also moves up. Then you have Philly, Minnesota, Winnipeg, the Islanders, Nashville, the Rangers, Toronto. At number 3 is Colorado, followed by Vancouver at number 2 and Detroit at number 1. All right, here we go. Time for the draft. And there is a 2.5-star talent already available in Philip Sivertson. Looks like he's probably going to go first overall here. I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm ranked at number 1. 44 points this past year in the SHL. I would imagine could be a very good player if he's already a 2.5-star ability out of the draft. So let's simulate to our pick at number 22. And you have 1 3.5-star potential left. Of course, it's a goaltender, Thomas Sturm. And there are 3 players that I like here for this pick. The first being Jakob Stejskal, half-star ability, 2.5-star potential, 3-star consensus. He has some pretty good strengths and weaknesses. The strongest part of his game is playmaking ability. He can handle a heavy workload. He takes training seriously. His skating ability is a positive. Decent on-ice vision of reason to play well most of the time. The weakest part of his game is his physical play, but none of his weaknesses are a serious liability. Personality is, for the most part, okay. However, his temperament sometimes gets the best of him. And then there is Edvins Zalidis, who was projected to be picked at number 2. Like his personality, pressure is his middle name and he thrives on it. Strongest part of his game is playmaking ability, above average stamina, takes training seriously, decent on-ice vision. Weakest part of his game is his physical play, but even the worst aspects of his game are still relatively strong. And then there's also Nick Moriarty, who is a half-star ability, 2.5-star potential. Personality is decent, gets along well with everyone, as a big game performer. Strengths and weaknesses are pretty good. He has strongest part of his game is his playmaking ability, above average strength. He's capable of handling a heavy workload, strong hockey sense, and takes training seriously. The weakest part of his game is defensive play, but none of his weaknesses are a serious liability. So all 3 of these guys, pretty solid. So let's compare their ratings. I think mentally, I would overall have to give it to Zalidis. Got that 20 temperament, 15 determination. Physically, it's close, but I gotta give it to Stejskal because of the 15 speed, 15 stamina, combined with everything else. Offensively, I think overall I give it to Stejskal. But everybody here offensively is very close. Like there's not much difference between the 3 of them. And then defensively, I think I gotta give it to Zalidis with that 13 defensive read, 13 stick checking, 13 positioning, 12 hitting, and then 13 checking. So overall, I think I like Zalidis the best, especially considering he's projected to be picked at number 2, and he's still available for us here at number 22. And he's already that 1-star ability. So I think we'll be taking Edvins Zalidis here with this pick. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. On the second round now, there are 2 2.5-star potential goaltenders left in Larson and Testweed. And then there are 6 2-star potential players left. And out of those players, there are 3 that I like to potentially select. There is Lucas Patuzak, half-star ability, 2-star potential. The bigger the game, the better he performs. Strengths and weaknesses, his strongest part of his game is his goal-scoring ability. Good skater, handle a lot of playing time, decent on-ice vision. The weakest part of his game is his physical play, but none of his weaknesses are a serious liability. Then you have Anton Anderson, who's a 1-star ability, 2-star potential. Good personality. Strengths and weaknesses, his strongest part of his game is his skating, fairly strong player, above average stamina, skating is pretty good. Weakest part of his game is physical play, and unfortunately injuries are a way of life for him. He recovers from one just in time to suffer another. And then there's Stefan Nascali, who the strongest part of his game is his intangibles, so I love that. Pretty good on-ice vision, decent stamina. Weakest part of his game is his goal-scoring ability, and he seems to be very prone to injuries. Pretty good personality, though. And then his ratings, not great, but I do love the fact that his strongest part of his game is his intangibles. So I think personally, Nascali is the one I like best, so we'll be taking him with this pick. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats, Stefan Nascali. And on to pick number 81 now. There's 1 2-star potential left. I think we're going to take Egon Lilliquist here. He's got the intangibles, decent on-ice vision. He's a workhorse. Weakest part of his game is goal-scoring ability, and he will get injured a lot more often than you'd like. But he's got a good personality, got puck handling at 14, determination 16, so I think he could be something. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. And now on to pick number 84. I like Jarrett Asseltine with this pick. He's got the intangibles, big game performer, and good personality in general, so I think we'll be taking him. And we have another 3rd round pick here. So I think we'll be taking Corey Winters. He's got a very interesting offensive category for only being a half-star ability. He already got some key offensive ratings up there, 15 and even 16. Positioning's at 14. Physical ratings are decent. Mental ratings even are pretty solid for this point of the draft. So Corey Winters, welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. And on to pick number 117 now. And we already got one Asseltine, so we may as well get another Adam Asseltine. Welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. Pick number 121. I think I'll be taking Fabian Card with this pick. I like his personality. Strengths and weaknesses. The strongest part of his game is defensive play. Pretty good on-ice vision. Pretty good stamina. Weakest part of his game is physical play, but even the worst aspects of his game are still relatively strong. So Fabian Card, welcome to the Cocytus River Rats. Now at pick 154, there is one half-star potential left who we have scouted in Uglanov. And unfortunately, he isn't uncoachable, but he's close. Not what you like to see. So I think we've reached the point of the draft where I am just going to let the computer finish. That's funny. So the two picks that we got from the Senators in exchange for Kindell and Kjellberg turned into Asseltine and Asseltine. we got the two Asseltines with those picks. And inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame this year are Chris Letang, Pat Verbeek, John Tavares, and Sean Burke. So with all that being done, I think it's about time to wrap this one up here. But now, of course, before I thank the channel members, thank you guys so much for all your support. And I'll see you guys in the next one where we start the Year 9 simulation with your Cocytus River Rats.